I've had several requests on how I make the teeth for these dragons. So I'm going to make a video describing my process on how to make the teeth. As you can see on this dragon here, the teeth are pretty white. I used white Sculpey to make these teeth. My decision to go with the white on this one is I was at Busch Gardens looking at the alligators one day and I noticed their teeth were really white. So I decided to grab the white Sculpey for this one. On this other dragon, I used translucent Sculpey. The translucent Sculpey, once it gets baked and you put a gloss on it, looks a lot more like real teeth. So I've been using the translucent Sculpey for the remainder of the dragons I've been doing, and I really like the way it comes out. This is what the Sculpey looks like. It comes in these small packages, or you can buy larger ones. The Primo ones usually bake a little bit harder, not as fragile. The actual making of the teeth is really simple. If you can roll a snake, you just roll it out like this and then put a curve on it, or you can keep them straight. I make a variety of teeth. Some I make curved, some I make straight. I usually start with the largest teeth in the mouth and then go from there. And then you can flatten them out. You have them look like a cone, or you can flatten them one side like a Tyrannosaurus Rex teeth is kind of flat. It's not perfectly round. And when you make the teeth, you just got to make sure you got to make a variety of sizes to them. So as I said, I make the largest teeth first and then go from there and make them smaller so I have a variety of teeth in the mouth. On one of the dragons, I made a lot of long skinny teeth that were sticking out everywhere, and that came out really cool. I like that one. The only problem with that is they're a lot more fragile when you make them real skinny. You can just roll them out like this, cut it in half and curve them out, and then flatten them out if you wanted to flatten them out. It's real simple to make the teeth. They come out really good. You can get a lot of color variation depending on how long you bake the teeth. The longer you bake it, the more yellow it becomes. It still has that translucent look, but it just becomes more yellow. This one was baked for 15 minutes, and I baked the second one on the right for another 15 minutes. And the longer you bake them, just the browner they get. Here's a skull I made, and you can see the two different colors of teeth on this one. The ones on the outside were baked a little longer than the ones on the inside. I just added them all together, and as you can see, as I was saying, you make a bunch of teeth in different sizes, and then you can put them in your jaws of your dragon, and it comes to life. And here's another example of the color of the teeth. You can see the one on the outside is definitely a lot darker than the one on the inside. And you can also paint over top of these if you wanted to get a different color on them. I've done several of them where some of them I don't paint them, and the other ones I do paint around the bottom to get a different color on them. Here's another set of jaws where not as many teeth, but the teeth are a little bit bigger. And as I said, I usually make the one set of teeth pretty large, and then scale down from there. In the front of the mouth, I have different shaped teeth. I like to flatten out the front of the teeth and make them a different shape than the ones on the side. And here's a third set of jaws I made. If I get it up here, there we go. This is a third set of jaws I made, and these are all cylindrical teeth. They're not flattened out at all. So you can get a lot of variation on the teeth you make. Again, here's an example of the different colors that they come out the longer you bake them. This is another creature that I made using the same technique for the teeth. You can use these in all kinds of stuff. This is a polymer clay creature. It's a plant, kind of a flesh plant, looks like a thing. And on the teeth here, I took some watered down brown and painted over top of them to get a color difference. I wanted the teeth to be a little bit darker, look like they were a little bit worn and not so human-like, but they're kind of human-like. And then I added the saliva and the spit and all that stuff on top of that. But as you see, this technique for making the teeth, you can put them in all kinds of different things, and they look pretty realistic. And here's a smaller version of a plant creature that I made also. So putting these teeth together is pretty much the easiest process of making dragons and creatures like this. You just roll yourself out a snake, cut them up, put a point on them, put a little curve. And here's a collection of them that I've made using the Sculpey. As again, you just use either Primo, you can use Sculpey, you can use the Primo version of Sculpey, and as long as it's a translucent one that makes the most realistic looking teeth. So that's all you need. I hope this helps.